moms that suffer from PTSD, but not because it's a mental disorder that should have our guns taken away. Sorry, I like my guns. But being moms that have served. Your son served, and then you actually suffered.
I suffered before he was in the army.
And you're saying that his sergeant, who he admired, went off the deep end. Did you? How long till you knew your son was okay?
Well, I knew he was okay because he was dealing with shit like that before he went in the army. You know, I was raped 4 times when I got pregnant by 4 different men. And then
so you've established that you've been a rape victim more than once, and your son, still went and served his country, and he's been a victim of being around a lot of suicides that are not being reported. That are our children. These are our children, and I think I'm sorry, I've been interrupting.
This one was in the world news about this guy.
Yeah. Well,
and then my son called me and go, that was my sergeant. And I'm like, oh wow, you're famous. We have a good sense of humor. We've known each other in almost every past life I've been in. I've known him. He's been my uncle. He's been my dad.
Yeah.
It's probably the same with you. With yours, So.
Yeah. Anyway, so you lived through that as a mom. And as you were saying, I don't
know. I've been numbed out for a long time.
Through your own wounding.
I think I've spent a lot of time. I have a condo because my grandma left me an inheritance, and I had the right help at the time and was able to get some. My uncle helped me because he was into real estate, and we bought this place over California Park, and he lived there until he moved out when he was 16 because he couldn't stand me anymore. And I had my Gohanzen, and that's all. I'm just kind of like a rugrat. I just kind of.
That was up to now.
Up to
now.
Up till today.
This is, that comes really
taped?
Yes, you are. You're on voice because they can't see you. They can only see out there and me. Anyhow, but I don't want to take.
My big thing is since Robin Williams died, and he died on one of the days of the EMT circle. I love Robin more than felt that, yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Everybody did.
I'm devastated.
The thing I worry about the most is the mental health system. I don't know what it's called universally, but they are really into wanting to medicate the entire planet, and they have 5
or label them.
Very thick,
either way, it limits.
Very thick labels of anything you can think of, including probably the way you hold that straw in your mouth. There's probably a medication for that.
Oh well, and they can kill you for 5 pages of how it's going to kill you, but that's legal.
And they were going to build a nice, huge warehouse in Alaska in the middle of nowhere, and any doctor with a license could have you shipped there, and no one would ever see you again. And even though they don't do lobotomies anymore,
they just give you a pill.
Well,
no,
they do a lot of things that aren't right, and they're killing people. They're killing innocent people. They're destroying.
Well, what bothers me is people that are in the healthcare business, or in the judicial system, or in the educational system, or in the city, state, federal jobs. They are feeding off of the slavery of us, and our prison system has gone up 800% in the last years. Anyway,
pretty soon all we'll be doing is eating McDonald's food and be walking around like a divergence.
Fast Food Nation put that out there, in 2002? Fast Food Nation, that came out a long time ago, and yet people right now don't want to care. They want to grab that piece of whatever and not care about anybody or anything.
Yeah, because finally they get it.
And then there's people like you and I that still have our lights on. Bing! Doesn't matter what planet and what piece of land we stand on. We're in the fight. There's some radio show that's extremely liberal off one end, and I have friends from both ends. Anyway, and it says stay in the fight. You've stayed in the fight, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yep. And you got a 49 Volkswagen hat on. Are you into Volkswagens?
Well, this is an important hat because I think this was the first year that the Volkswagen Rabbit or Volkswagen came to America. I think this was the year it came to America, and they sold like 3 cars or something crazy like that.
Really? 1949 is when it came to America. Well, my friends always had those bugs that, growing up in high school that had little tailpipe hanging out the back. Whatever, it was style.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, Baba bugs.
So right, Baja bugs. And then the ones they lived in during the 60s, that was really big. But it's come back. The surfers all like to have them. They have if you get the station wagon bugs, the old ones.
Right.
If you get the ones with the windows, you really rock. 5150 Foundation, by the way. Go to my Facebook friend, 5150 Foundation, Nevada, California. They rock because they're all Americans. They all meet at some level. Doesn't matter if you have a Maserati, Rolls Royce, or whatever I drive in that month. That's running.
Maserati.
They're real American people that just care about cars and each other and having a hot dog barbecue.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, and it goes from beer to soda to champagne to veterans to peacekeepers to people that just want to enjoy each other. Totally different backgrounds, and we all get along. It's wonderful.
What a great way to grow up.
Well, yeah. And now our children must remember. Well, someday there'll be a time when our children come into their memory, and some of them are throwbacks. They are amazing. They're just popped out with values, even though their parents didn't have the perfect
Starseeds.
story to offer them.
Little starseeds.
Yep. So, all right. So if I'm going to sign off, we both love Robin Williams, and everyone, if you've been paying any attention at all, knows that I've been grieving.
May he
And
not
anyone
die in vain.
anyone that throws any kind of suicide in my face, Lisa.
May he not die in vain. He did not kill himself. The mental health system did, and all the people
His
that
wife suing him and taking every freaking thing he had, and
and all the
Just-
people that instead of saying,
They dropped the
Robin,
show.
Robin, are you okay? Let me help you. Why don't we talk? Instead, hand him a drink. I really think
even
that
it's not handing him a drink. Even if someone had just noticed, but he became isolated because he was so intelligent. He was so freaking intelligent. Who did he have to talk to? He became unapproachable because he was so famous that no one wanted to enter and intrude, and you become so isolated. Have you ever been isolated?
yes, up
Okay.
until this day.
Okay.
I've been isolated.
All right.
But I'm trying to say is, they were diagnosing him and they misdiagnosed him. And how many kids have gone into schools and killed people because they were while being on medication? Medication is not the answer. Medication is what's destroying everything. All we have to do is not say get over it to a person that's in pain. Instead, do some EFT tapping or some chanting, Nami Horenge Kyo or whatever, and talk to a person and just be their friend and do something with them. Peel some carrots. I don't know.
Right. Bring a girlfriend kale when she brings you a hamburger like we did today.
Put kale
So-
in your hamburger.
Yeah. Keep your kale with you. All right.
Your
On that note,
McDonald's
we're going to giggle and go have girlfriend time.
Bye.
So, you know what my opening line for Chick Chats, and this is going to be a TV. My vision was a film festival, yada yada. Double C, double D, it's all good.